In Denmark, we also have these football tournaments or handball tournaments where you represent your school, and those are always the kids who's being looked up to, right? And I feel like that's kind of changing within the Danish system, at least. Whereas these, you call them nerds, I call them, esports players. They get looked down on, but that hasn't been the case for the last few years. And I feel it's a great step towards the right direction in that sense. As said, you don't want to be looked down at what you're passionate about. I mean, when ESL pitched me the idea, I instantly fell in love with it. As you said, it's the first time we ever had something like it. I feel, if we had such an initiative back when I was playing, that's something you wanted to strive towards. In Denmark, it's most recently become very popular to go to these schools, that have esports line on them. I feel one of the things that helped me in my professional career was the fact that I always was a goal. You could always strive towards something. Well, I'm supposed to be the coach for the tournament, if you could say so. I'm supposed to meet up with the guys, the two teams who qualified for this tournament, and have a little quick chat with them, obviously in Danish, both from Denmark, just to to give them some good advice on how it is playing on a big stage like that. I think it's going to be fun, to see some new young faces first of all, and also I think it's going to be a great experience for them trying to play on a big stage. I mean, they get to taste of it, right? Definitely something different being a professional player. They get to play in their school for a few hours a day, maybe, or a few hours a week, where they get to play with a teacher, get to learn about the game, learn about the industry and all that kind of stuff. But playing as a professional player, that's a rough job. You have to put in a lot of hours, and you have to be in a strong mental state in order to thrive in this world. I'd say there's so much pressure coming in from both your organizations, from your teammates, from your parents, from your friends, from your fans. So no matter who you are on these teams, you're going to have an experience for your life, and I feel this is probably one of the best initiatives I've seen from anyone in a long while. So in general, there's so much positives to this initiative, and I highly like it.
Well, Pimp set it up absolutely beautiful, because what we have now is a great amuse-bouche ahead of the big Emperor's Banquet of the Grand Final a little bit later on. A great crowd in here for what I think is something absolutely brilliant. This Danish high schools competition through ESL Play, for me, it is about the grassroots of CS, the grassroots of esports. And to get on this stage for the two high school teams that are about to do it is just epic. For me, I could stand in front of all you, millions, billions of people watching wherever they are in the world. I'll eat it up. If you put me on a computer going to play a game, I would go to pieces. To see these kids on this stage, what we're about to witness, I think is going to be absolutely fantastic. Not just for them, hopefully it's a great match as well, a best of one. To talk us through what it does mean actually, is Jonas Vikan, if I bring him out right now. You might know him as an ex-player, as BSL. Now this is a man who is a big Viking from Norway. I mean, look at the size of the man. Could crush people if they cross him in his hand. Now you played pro, you know the Danish Counter-Strike scene. How big an opportunity is this for these kids?
I just hope they enjoy themselves, that they don't play nervous, because this is what you dream about when you start to play, and not everybody gets to experience this on the big scale, but for me this is what esports is all about. It's a dream that you can one day get up here in front of a great crowd like this and play.
And what does it mean to the Danes as well? We're in the fabulous Danish city here, the crowd's been immense, the guys, they're like, yes, Denmark. What does it mean to have this grassroots? Because in the high schools, they are loving CS.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge thing to be able to support the local community and try and elevate the national scene. Denmark has some great Counter-Strike traditions, and by doing this, we hope to only keep encouraging the community to come back and create some new stars.
26 teams have been playing off against each other online to get to this point. Did you play on a stage this big during your pro career?
I'm sad to say that I did not.
So, I mean, these kids, I looked at them back there, they're not nervous at all.
No, I just hope they can just seize the moment and go out there and have some fun.
I hope they do. Jonas, thank you very much. This man, by the way, put a round of applause. The fact that any of these tournaments happen is down to this guy. Jonas Vikan, BSL, was a great player back in his day. What I want to do now is I want to bring both teams out so they can start getting ready. Now, this is a big moment for them, so let us put a massive round of applause together. The first one is a team that have a castle. Do you know, I'm going to make a mess of this pronunciation because it's very Danish. Rydhave. And they, wow, snowing indoors, and they are taking on KPG Esports. So there we go, they are your teams for our best of one. Guys, get on your computers, get yourselves ready for this matchup. Take to your machines, thank you very much. Now, one man who has been coaching them through this is Pimp. Let's bring out the Pimp. Jacob Vinici, recently retired from Liquids. He has been absolutely crushing it as an analyst for us here at these Pro League finals. Now, you've been coaching these kids. How much did they want to learn? How up for learning were they?
I mean, they're all very young and very new in the game, so I feel they all have a fresh mindset when it comes to learning, and that's refreshing because that's something we need. And I feel they're all very positive about this. You know, they're super excited. They're getting ready, and obviously these are two teams that play together, so they have some strats already. So I was not really doing that much in that sense. It's more like preparing them mentally to get on the stage and perform.
Well, just talk us through that, because lots of people will be watching right now or here will play CS. What were you teaching them how to deal with this mentally?
I mean, I think it's very vital for them just to focus on something else than this. You know, it's a great experience to play in such a big stage, and if you keep focusing on that, I think that takes away focus from the game. So they just need to focus on have fun and to focus on their own game, and that's like the most vital part of advice I gave.
Now, obviously, you're an old dog now, although there's still life in you. These guys are raw. Did you learn anything from them?
I mean, I learned and I saw again how fun it is, you know, to be such a young player and play on a stage like this. I remember, like, clearly my first time going on a stage like this. I was super excited. I was super nervous, and in general, it's just a day I'm never going to forget, right? And I hope for all these guys that's going to be the same.
And am I right in thinking that one of the players on this team here stood in for Astralis?
Yeah, that's true. Notes and Deal, a Danish kid. I think he was 15 when he did that, so he had tried it a little bit before.
And I know these teams have played off a fair amount in the past. It's tended to go one way, hasn't it?
I mean, we have the young guns over here. I think they're averaging like 2 years younger than these guys over here, but they are apparently the favorites, and they've been beating them twice thus far, so they got some revenge to take care of.
And just pronounce that team for me, because I absolutely butchered it.
Rydhave Esport.
Exactly, that's what I was going for. Pimp, oh, whatever, it's gone. You, sir, have been amazing here. Thank you so much. We're going to get you afterwards to let us know what you thought of the matchup. So what we'll do is let's get this started, and we'll do that. Hang on, let's have a big cheer for them, I think, actually, before we do that. Are you ready? Are you ready? They're ready, even though it is this Danish high school matchup through ESL plays. And we'll do that by handing over to Vince and the king of the hot dogs. That is Moses.
I do love hot dogs, and I'm excited about this match. I think BSL put it best. This is the dream for any young Counter-Strike player. I certainly had it when I was playing decades ago. Vince?
I just wonder if it's a case of the players just being able, as they said on the stage, being able to enjoy it, or if the occasion will catch up with them, if they'll start to get nervous and maybe mind game themselves out of this.
They're going to get nervous. It's going to happen. But it's fair play. It's a lot of fun as well. It's fun, nervous energy, and that's really cool to see to have these guys up on the stage. I think it's crazy as well, just the fact that they're playing in like high school leagues and it's 2 high school teams. That's mind blowing to me. We don't have that quite yet in the States. Hasn't made its way to the West, as far as I know.
No, I believe that Denmark is definitely one of the leaders when it comes to this, and hopefully we'll see more of it in the future. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but well, we're not that much difference in age. When I was young, there really wasn't anything even remotely like this, where I was from at least.
Yeah, not at all. But this is quite cool. So, yeah, experience to live for. These kind of games, these kind of presence on the stage, the high school matches. This is why we love Counter-Strike, and we're going to get live into the match. I know everything's starting to restart. They're going to get into the knife round to pick their sides. We are going to be playing on Train, which is quite crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that we've had much of a chance to see Train personally. Like, we've casted this event, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I obviously coming into this don't really know anything about the players, who the AWPers are, but clearly train a map that is very AWP-centric. But we're going to be jumping straight into the knife round.
We do love these knife rounds, and we did decide to do this iconic casting of some of the most famous lines we've had, and I guess this would be a good time to bust out speed casting that Sandicus used to do. I'm not going to try it. That would just be silliness.
I don't think we're even going to get a chance to, because it's all on Spuddy, and he's been completely wrecked. So, are we going to call them RSE? I feel like it's easier than us butchering their names every single time.
I think that'd be an advisable idea. Well, either way, we are coming down to it, so they're going to switch sides, or they're going to figure out which side they want to start out on here after that knife round. So just to pick whether you begin on offense or defense. And then we'll get live into this match.
So much experience for these players as well. Just being on the stage, having that setup, not being in the comfort of your own home or at a boot camp.
Why do you think OJ said I like hot dogs? I hear hot dogs are actually pretty big in Denmark. Like, they love the hot dogs here.
Dude, I had the best hot dog of my life here at the airport.
I tried to tell a Danish friend that Danish hot dogs couldn't compare to American hot dogs, and he did not take that very well.
It was mega expensive, because Denmark is seriously expensive compared to where I'm from. I think it ended up being like £11 for a hot dog, but it was delicious, to be fair.
Well, that's definitely worth it. Well, we are live into the pistol round. The countdown is going down. So Odense, give him one last cheer as we get this started. Make him nervous up on the stage. This is the kind of match that gives you that Listerine face.
Hopefully not for the players, though. Hopefully they're going to be coming through and enjoying the moment. But it will be KPG starting on the T side. Bomb transitioning across towards the B side of the map. It's going to be joined by two players, though, that are peeking at box halls. But nothing's really stuck as of yet. Noten One Deagle is going to get the first kill, and the second one as well. Nothing wrong with that aim.
Yeah, would you look at that. Great headshot turning the corner. And now all of a sudden the Terrorists don't have a whole lot left. Wallace smokes outside. They're going to push onto it. KPG is going to get that bomb planted at the very least. They've got a 3-on-5, though, and they've got to hold him back.
Zero Boy going to be one of the players to step up there. Don't have a kit, and he is going to land the shot. And meanwhile, Haiku and Fakes back of E-Box, not able to get it done. Noten One Deagle in a position to strike onto Haiku's, to be fair, done a lot of damage, but it's going to be a 4K that ultimately secures the round. RSE off to a cracking start.
Yeah, they almost made that work, didn't they? That's craziness. So getting the bomb planted is quite nice, but a good start to that pistol round from the CT side. Aggression towards the upper ramp worked out very, very well. And they're going to get themselves a pistol. So, I mean, you speak about the nerves, you speak about, you know, one of the rare experiences you'll have on a stage. Certainly winning the pistol round is going to help you out early on with kind of calming down. For me, when in the early days of my competitive gaming career, that was always the tough round. Is every single match I went into, the pistol round was always very, very nervous, and then after that you just kind of forget about it.
Well, they were talking about this yesterday as well when Fnatic were playing. Sometimes it's best to start on the T side to just calm those nerves and play more aggressively. So you have to feel that this is a pretty special start from the CTs. They're going to pick up the second round in quick succession, only losing TMB. Easy peasy for the CTs.
I'd love to see this kind of a spray down with the SMGs. Probably could have gone for that third as well. But a quick 2-0 now with that plant into the pistol round. We're going to get an AK-47 buy. So early purchase up on the T side. And they probably, you could say they have an advantage against the two SMGs that are going on. But again, it looks like, you know, there's going to be more aggression towards the inner bomb site. So this is where a big battle could break down right now.
TMB going to be taking point with the MP9. He's going to put two frags down. It's actually Zero Boy that takes them out. Did look like it was him. They got the final hits. Haiku waiting just underneath on the ladder as TMB pushes up for another one. He's not going to get the kill again, though. This time it's Chris that takes it away from him. But he's been doing so much damage and taking the brunt of the hurt himself. But it's looking like the CT should be off to a 3-0 start. Yeah,
this is craziness. They've taken over basically all the ground that the Terrorists start the round with. And it's just, there's not a whole lot these guys can do. The bomb is dropped. They have nowhere to go, even though they have plenty of time. Going up the ladder is a very bad idea. He's going to get wrecked.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't really have control of the bomb, so they have to make some moves. There's a double flash into the peak, but it's going to be Chris landing both frags, picking up a 3K. And RSE are looking dominant.
Yeah, not slowing down whatsoever. Back onto pistols. Just the Deagles out. Come up with a very, very aggressive defense on Train, and it seems like the T side is just getting suffocated, this is why I said it was interesting to see Train on this, because it can be a difficult map to handle, so see where things go from here on out.
Flash into peak, but Fakes on the receiving end of a battering. Goldbrand's able to get one, but he gets traded out, and again the CT's holding position. One casualty won't be a big deal. It's a rough flashbang, but he's going to be all right.
Well, we'll see what Spooty can do. There's the Molotov out towards Olaf. Shoulder peek with the Deagle down this narrow alley can be pretty deadly. He's going to have to get aggressive. He's the only one in position on his team to find any kind of an opening, to make any kind of a play whatsoever. So I think at the moment he kind of just wants to hold this position and allow his teammates to come down ladder to join up with him. They still have to go recover the bomb, which is back towards T-spawn. 50 seconds on the clock as this round starts to dwindle away, and the defense is just very poised. Two players out towards Ivy, one on the bomb train, neither of them moving. Here comes the hit. Can't land the shots, though. Defense holding strong and more precision at range with that AK-47. Oh, God. Just domination.
KPG will have a bye coming up, though, so at least maybe they can look to return the favor. The last rifle round went horribly wrong, though, when the bomb was dropped above ladder, and they couldn't retrieve it. Still no ops in play for either team. Going to be happy enough to run through with assault rifles. But KPG need to switch things up. It's not been working so far. Going to be sending a player into around A main. Chris pushing up through E-box. Molotov into A main to stop the push. And it's going to be a flash into a peak, and Zero Boy's going to get two alongside Chris. So again, the aggression from RSE is way too much to handle. KPG getting wrecked again.
Yeah, that's before they can even get anything done. Before they can even line up any kind of execution. So this is going to start being very, very frustrating for the Terra side. And indeed, they've already called the timeout for the next round. There's a nice headshot, but it's just not enough. That Molotov is going to stop the two players in ladder from doing anything whatsoever. Flashbang out. And TMB waiting for them to swing. That's a great shot, a narrow angle. Gonna go for more. Here's the swing out, and they see him on the back of the ladder, and there's the peak. He's got the damage. And that's gonna be the final kill. A quick 5-0, and here comes the timeout.
I mean, you mentioned Listerine face before. This is certainly getting to that point for KPG. They're going to call a timeout, try and recollect themselves, figure out what the hell's been going wrong. They've just been getting out-traded. TMB in particular has really impressed me with his aim. He seems to be a very talented player.
Yeah, he's certainly put some good work in early on. Of course, they all have, and the cool thing is it's not just like one guy going crazy, is it? They've had like some coordinated aggression, which is always nice to see. I didn't expect to see that out of the high school squads, but obviously putting some time in after class, after studies. I think I spoke to someone last night because we had the after party last night, and as I was leaving, he mentioned that he was the esports professor of his at his high school, which was wild.
Esports professor.
Yeah.
I wonder what that entails.
I would love to be an esports professor.
Yeah, it's a pretty badass name. Again, something that would have been laughable when I was a kid.
I'd have so many business cards with esports professor on it.
We are going to have an AWP in play now, though, and of course KPG have to go for a full bite back down into Deagles and a CZ. And we are ready to go. I was going to make a cans in the air reference, but I couldn't follow through with it. It was too cringy.
That's what we're here for. We get paid to be cringy. Deagles are out, 4 of them on the T side, some light armor, but no utility, so it's going to have to be success from the Deagles at the long range. And again, these CTs are just taking so much map control. At some point, KPG is going to have to stop this if they want a chance to get back into it. Chris is just waiting underneath this ladder, and certainly they're going to fall down at some point. Some nade damage out towards Ivy. Spamming through.
No real moves have been made yet, though. Just occupying each area of the map like KPG. Haven't really made any moves. Maybe just trying to slow down the pace and see if the CTs get a bit too antsy and push in, maybe a bit too confident after a great start.
Well, here comes a peek with the op. This could go down very, very nicely. He's waiting for contact from his teammate at the lower ramp, and he's going to peek there. That's a great find. Going to go for more. That second player, Tobo, is just going to give it up. He falls away. There's an AK ringing true as well at distance. He's going to hold the angle out towards Ivy, and everyone's falling on the other side of the map, and it's just down to this one player. They haven't gotten anything done. No progress made. No kills coming out. So more struggles on the T side here on Train.
Goldbrand, probably saying that wrong, is now going to be pushing with his Deagle. Chris in hot pursuit position has been compromised, and Chris will get the final kill. But that pause wasn't necessarily for this round. It's about the next one, when they're going to have rifles, when they're going to have a potential open play. This is the one that matters. I
think it almost feels like they need to just straight up speed things up. If they keep going slow and letting the CT side take so much map control, it's just not going to go well for them. So you call one of those aggressive plays where you can just stop them right off the bat. We'll see where they take it. They are going to play it a bit slow. Oppa's going to watch for an Ivy push. And it's another default.
Yeah, I agree. It hasn't really been the RSE have played hyper-aggressive. Maybe in the round when TMB had the MP9, he pushed up ramp and got round the back of them in lockers. But other than that, they've been very disciplined, the CTs. They haven't given themselves too many room for error. We saw a pop flash into A main. That's really the only aggressive player can think of. So KPG playing very passive here. You have to feel like they're just whittling down their own time.
Well, they are going to go towards the inner bomb site. There is just the one player here, Christel. He'll be able to spot and at least fall back into the bomb site. Actually, he's just going to give it up before he even sees anyone. He does hear that flashbang, and going to have a quick flank up ladder, but it's going to be all down to this initial hold when the hit comes in. No one's rotated over. He's alone here for a long time. Someone's finally making his way there. Hopefully he's there in time. It looks like he will just make it. Molotov out into the lower ramp. They're going to have to push right through that. There's one kill. The op gets another one. He's going to hold the bomb site, and this is sensational. He continues to hold, continues to fight, and the terrorists have been put so passive and they make no ground.
30 seconds fakes with one. Looking for a second. Won't be happening, but Christie down to 12. Time, though, is running thin. Terrorists have got to make some inroads onto the site, and it has to be B. They have no idea as to whether someone's in ladder. This is going to be the one player down here, but Fakes has missed his chance. Zero Boy is going to come in with 2. And the ruthless savagery continues. The CTs move to a 7-0 lead.
Would you look at that? A great headshot holds back the first player, and even a follow-up. That was brilliant stuff. That rotation did come just in time, just in the nick of time. I mean, it was just the one player he kills at upper with the op from connector that helps his teammate, that allows him to be so comfortable inside that bomb site. So nice rotations, and now the AKs are out. The utility is low. You have to expect at some point it will have to get sped up, because the slow pace has proven that it's just not working. RSE is going to be so happy with all these slow rounds coming out from the T side. They have plenty of time to get comfortable.
Again, no real aggression from KPG. One player out onto Ivy, rest of them going to be filtering through in the likes of main and also ladder room. They have at least got some control in ladder room. Thobo's already pushed himself up. Not going to see anything. Incredibly passive by the CTs. No one up towards E-box. We have seen in A main prior. So they've almost got this triple stack on the bomb itself on A.
Well, here he comes towards Ivy. Most aggressive player on his team. He's only got one to deal with, and TMB isn't really committing to this fight. Shoulder peeking for now. It's a passive setup inside the bomb site, so any success from Fakes will have a huge impact here. Teammates going to stream out. There's the first kill, Chris, but no, Fakes can get nothing done. And Chris chimes in as well. This is a beatdown. Not even close to the bomb site again. Now 8-0.
back into Deagles and not much else. Not many too positive things to look at here from the terrorists. It has been rough. And again, this is the moment that you highlighted before. Surely we're going to have an aggressive round coming up soon. Surely a rush with these kind of pistols would be a solid way to try and bounce back in. But for the time being, it's going to be all up, moving through the lockers, down into Pop Dog. This could be dangerous, though, for the terrorists. A couple of stray nades, and they're a dead man. The Zero Boy's going to go in, does get taken out the equation, though, from the Desert Eagle. Chris, next up, and not Deagle is able to get himself another one, and this is very much deja vu. We've been here before, retreading over old ground, 9-0.
Yeah, they're living it up, aren't they? All of a sudden, all those nerves disappear once you're up 9-0. It has to start here. Fakes is going to have an AWP this time. 4 AK-47s. They've got to get going right here, right now. Round 10 of the first half. Op is going to go back towards upper ramp, and here it is. Here's some fast pace. We'll see if this works. Smoke is out. They actually have a great avenue into the bomb site. They need to turn the corner. All three players for the terror side have pushed Ivy. They're going to find an open bomb site. This is perfect.
Bomb's already gone down, or 10 players remain, although KPG have taken a little bit of chunk from nades. And now here we go.
Chunks of death.
Chunks of death, indeed. Although no one's actually been swept away just yet. There's an extra smoke into connector. Spoody is able to get one. There's Thobo as well. He actually shoots at his teammate, which is a bit awkward. And now not in one, Deagle's able to come through and land himself 2 frags for 3. He's going to go down, though, from heaven. And it's looking good. Spoody! Are you kidding me?
Well, they've done it. They pick up the pace, and obviously it's lucky. It's fortunate that the defense is sending 3 players out towards Ivy, so they basically get a free bomb plant, and they hold off on the retake. So many different angles. That's a great double kill at the end. We'll see if they can string them together now. They've got, I mean, there's obviously a good amount of money built up on this RSE squad. Oh, and they're going to go fast-paced towards the inner side. They're loving the speed right now. Christo could be caught unawares. There's the jump down. He pulls his gun out. He eats a flashbang for his troubles, though. He's stuck behind the bomb train. They've got to take him out. Now he's going to push up towards sidewalk. Surely someone's aware of this possibility. Smoke comes out deep, but no, he comes around the side. That's a great shot. Now Chris for the retake, but everyone is pushing up from this T side. They've taken damage and they're not holding it on. There's the chunks of death. The CT side moving forward. Everyone's been forced out of the bomb site. Molotov's out. They're going to try and go for the defuse, and they're going to stick it inside Smoke. Can he be found? 2 seconds. He's doing it. Oh no, he gets taken down right at the end. And Nate does it, and the op now fakes. He's in a one-on-one. Can you believe it? He's going to get it. No, the smoke diffuse is going to go in, and he can't find it.
Would you look at that? Feels bad, man. 10-1. Just when the terrorists were starting to make some ground, they have been brought crashing back down to earth. They at least have a little bit of an economy to work with. So there's going to be 3 AKs and an AWP and a CZ, but I mean, what won them around before was hyper-aggression, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we see something similar in the near future, but they're actually going to slow things down somewhat. Fakes now feeling like he's in the groove with his AWP. Going to go for a peek, but pretty much sees nothing.
Got a feel for him. He had a good round in the last time, taking 2 of the diffuser off at different points, but not able to actually close out the round. So yeah, the bigger pace that they've come out with has had more success. 4-on-4. Got to start pushing through the smoke. There's Fakes again with that AWP. Chris is the only one left at this bomb site as his teammates rotate over. Another nade kill coming out for KPG. And Chris has nowhere to look. He doesn't know where anyone is, and he's pulled out into the open. This is great. It's just Christo in a 1 versus 3.
Bomb still hasn't been planted either, so if he plays his cards right, this could fall into his hands. He's going to get the drop on Tobo. Bomb gets planted. He did just see the head. As Spoody, he may not have recognized it, though. That's going to cost him his life. Spoody, round the back. He's going to get a 2nd round for KPG.
A lot to ask for in that 1 versus 3 at that outer bomb site. There's still money built up, making it so difficult for KPG to close the gap. They would love to get up towards 5, and it's a real possibility now as we come down towards the closing portions of this first half. All M4s on the CT side. They've had plenty of ops, and this is where maybe they get more aggressive because we saw them open some of those rounds up previously, pushing in towards choke points. And indeed, they do have 2 players in ladder room now. Look at this out towards Ivy. 4 players for KPG. It's a tank strategy. The 4-1 death squad.
Thanks, having a quick look. Needs to be oh so careful there's not in 1D. Because if he peeks, he's likely to be a dead man. He does have the M4, he's playing a more passive angle. Also has help from Chris on the other side, but he's starting to make a move back towards Connector. They may have over-rotated this.
That was the shot, though. Fakes is going to be kicking himself for missing that one. Utility being used. They still haven't made their way out. Chris has gotten into a good positioning. Both sides smoked off. There goes the teammate in ladder room. Oh, and that's beautiful. Double spray down. Fakes, the last one left.
Well, good luck to you, sir. He's at least going to be able to retrieve the bomb, but I say that, TMB, the top of the train, is going to put him down with authority. It just seems like KPG can't get any momentum. They win a round, they instantly lose. It's resetting everything. This is turning into a nightmare half.
Chris is at 18-6. He's really rolling back the years. This is a phenomenal play that we haven't seen from him in quite some time.
Certainly not. There are quite a few of the CTs, though, that are performing here. 15 kills for Zero Boy, and also not in one Deagle, so sharing that burden. Christo's going to come down. Headshots are plenty he's hoping for, and he's going to miss out on a third. Just runs out of bullets. Can't quite keep the spray under wraps. It is going to afford a bomb plant to KPG, who have now been able to pick up a couple kills as well, but there we have it. The guillotine comes down.
Yeah, well, I mean, a plant going into the last round of the half isn't a bad thing. That extra $800 is going to go a long way for them to get some weapons to play with, some weapons to try and be able to do something. But they desperately need this last round, don't they, Vince? This is great spray control. He just adjusts in time, and it's just beautiful. Eventually traded out, but holding the site very, very well.
Vintage Christo. Some Zeus is being picked up as well. Why the hell not? Last round. Full AK-47s. KPG going to be splitting up again. Formation we've seen them use quite a few times. Reversed from the last round, where it's actually going to be one player IV and the rest elsewhere. And it will be Fakes again, who typically has had the AWP. It's going to take a bit of damage, but it's negligible. Just 18. The rest of his team are trying to see if they can get something done on the B site for time.
Well, they've got the inside defender softened up. He's got to call for a rotation over, so that'll alleviate some of the pressure outside. The tough part is all spread across the map. The terror side has no one really in any position to exploit anything. Everyone's just being passive waiting. And this is not the way you want to open up the round. Great shot from TMB. Now it's Fake's turn. We've seen him before. He's had some opportunities with the AWP. When we've seen him do this with the AK-47, he's had a bit of a rough time. He's got, oh, this is right across the wall from each other. Oh, inhuman reactions. He finds the kill, and Zero Boy now has to hold on. Not able to do it initially, but still the defense is just overwhelming. Haiku can get nothing done, and it is going to be a 13-2 half to open things up.
What can you say about that half? Just dominance from start till finish. It could have been worse. KPG on one of their weaker rounds with a force out of A main got one of their 2 rounds, but I mean the scoreline just paints the full picture. Yeah,
it's very, very difficult. It's going to have to be something phenomenal in the second half that we didn't quite see for KPG. We'll see if they can make that comeback. We're going to go to a quick break, but stay tuned. We'll see where it goes. welcome back. On your screen, we have Pimp, the Danish Counter-Strike legend, talking to his boys. They had a tough first half, and he knows plenty about getting absolutely destroyed in matches, so he's got plenty of advice to give, I'm sure.
He's been there and done it, Jason. He's got the experience.
Yeah, he's just saying, don't worry, guys. We all go through it. It's a learning curve. But yeah, obviously, he mentioned that he was going to pass on advice to them throughout the game. So certainly getting some words in there. Meanwhile, these guys have had no trouble whatsoever.
Roles are going to reverse now, though. CT sides could very well prove to be a whole different ball game for KPG. It felt like they played with a bit of fear. They only played aggressively once or twice, and when they did, they actually got rewards for it. So maybe just need to free themselves up and enjoy the experience.
Well, certainly the pistol round will go a long way. If they can just win this one, you never know with the CT sides on train. It's a huge, huge advantage, and you can see at times how confused KPG was with exactly what the winning formula was. So a similar thing can happen here. Smoke is going to be distracting. This is all a fake, though. The bomb is actually out towards Ivy. Spuddy's got to get back into cover. He's got that opening headshot. That's a good start. And actually, there's one more towards Ivy. That might just give up the flank. Great awareness from the defense here that this could not be an inner hit.
Bomb's all the way over an Ivy, though, so if that drops, this round could be over, and KPG!
What are you made of, my man?
Headshots delivered across the board. We'll see them get a third round, and maybe, just maybe, this is the start of something special.
It really could be. This could be a comeback for the ages. 3-13. Fama's out, so are the SMGs, and pistol armor purchased by the T side. That's so dangerous. You can see Tobo there trying to dodge the bullets, but that's a stunning headshot. A good opening, and the smoke at the moment is holding off the players in ladder room from swinging out wide on him.
Could see action soon. Crosshair is actually over towards A main, so if he does get pushed from his left-hand side, things could get a bit sketchy. Haiku has his back, but he's got an MP9, which isn't really tailor-made for this kind of a range. I think Tobo knows it now. About to get peeked. On one Deagle. Laid in wait. Zero Boy just behind him too. Again, they have the one player over an Ivy that's maybe going to try and cause some interference, try and put a cat amongst the pigeons, but he hasn't really made much noise. Interesting enough, as a Tech 9, not really a weapon we see too much anymore. But Tobo is ready to strike, and strike he will with a headshot. He's looking for more. Oh, Tobo, bye-bye! He's gone.
Well, now they're going to push onto the bomb site. There's still defenders here. Zero Boy's going to lead the way. He's got one, but backup has arrived, and the Famas are doing their work. Christo, he's the last one left. The Deagle, and not for long. Oh, here is a little showmanship. He's feeling comfortable up on stage now.
Able to repel the force buy, and this is their gateway, their golden ticket back into this map. Don't expect to see too much purchase from the terrorists. They simply don't have the economy to allow it. Just a Deagle. That's it. Come on, KPG. Do it for the neutrals.
Well, a lot of pressure towards the outer bomb site. The Famas again ringing true. Fakes is going to be able to stop the plant. That's pretty big. Quite a nice play, aggressive play as he swings out wide. Even salvages the rifle for the rest of his team. It's going to be 13-5, and I guess this is where we'll see if the comeback is possible. This first round of defense with rifles against rifles, we'll just be able to see what KPG is going to be able to bring to the table.
Double ops in play as well for the CTs. I don't think we see Goldbrand with one on the terrorist half, so I'll be curious to see what he can get done with this. One of the AWPs is heading on the A site. The other is going to be peeking box holes momentarily. Nothing's going to be spotted just yet. The terrorists aren't interested. They're more focused on the A side of the map, where Fakes is going to spot some players, and Chris is the first in, and he's also the first to fall. That's going to stall the rest of the terrorists from peeking A main for the time being. But out comes the aggression. It's going to be Thobo, who's dropped down to just 8 health.
good pick, but still the op on fakes. It's readjusted to the other side. He's going to peer over the smoke. There's a shot. He legs him. They're trying to get into ladder room to rotate over towards the inner bomb site. That's been spotted. The other op is rotating into position. Actually, so are the rest. And the op rings out, but it misses its shot. Damage is done. There he is working his way, and it's a double from fakes. He does it again and again and again. And now there's nothing for Zero Boy to go for. Flashing through the smoke, moving forward. He's going to find one, but he's traded off immediately. Fakes with 4 kills.
That is sick. They keep both AWPs. Last 2 remaining CTs keeping the most valuable weapons, and here is a 2-for-1.
Quite nice. Quite nice from fakes. Well, the defense is, that first round was quite exciting, so the double op setup that they've switched into can be deadly. All Deagle's out for the T side now.
And you know, Jason, shots like that, that's why we love Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it really is.
Deagle's in play. And now it's RSE's turn to be feeling a little bit worse for wear. Slowing down their play considerably, starting to maybe fear what comes up in the horizon. Now waiting for these smokes to clear. Grenade's going to meet them, and that has chunked.
Chunks of death.
He's down to 48. Haven't really got anything either so far. No information. They have no nades. Pretty much as bare bones as you could ask for.
Yeah, they haven't even peeked with these Deagles. No shots ringing out across the map. So, I mean, they're just hoping there's going to be some aggression, some mistake from the CT side. Here's Zero Boy. He's feeling bold. He's feeling frisky. Gets a tag in, but, oh, a nice headshot comes out eventually. Thins the herd, and now I think that's going to tell them to move forward. That's going to spur them out. Tobo gets traded off. Another nice shot with the Deagle, and it rings true. And another one. Down into a 2-on-2. And Christo's now got to move up.
30 seconds, and the bomb's to his left-hand side, Jason, so he's going to have to waste a bit of time just to make sure no one's in these corners and then retrieve the bomb. And that's going to cost him his life, so the CTs have held on. It is at the cost of 3 players, and they dropped one of those AWPs, so that is going to hurt them.
It's certainly going to force, you can see fakes down to $0 with that rebuy. So, I mean, it's not the same as what we saw in the first half where the CT side was just so dominant that they were just building up so much money. This team's having to scrape it together. They're still not building it up. KPG just narrowly winning some of these rounds. Look at this aggression. Dodging the flashbang from his teammate. Molotov out towards top ramp to prevent anyone from peeking. If anyone were there, no one is. Smoke's already on lower ramp. There's 2 defenders at the inner bomb site very early on into this round.
And the round has slowed down considerably from what we saw as even doing on their CT side. Definitely seems like they've locked up a little bit, showing more respect now to their opponents who have really started to come back into this game. It's 5 unanswered rounds on the CT side.
I think they're showing respect to the 2 ops. That can be such a difficult defense to kind of have to penetrate. The defense wanted the shift, wanted to rotate, but they held their nerve. There was 2 players that got on their horse. They've decided to stay outside, which is a good call. There's not a lot of pressure coming here towards the inner side, and the defense knows it. They've actually rotated a 4th person outside. It's not all gone. Zero Boy was probing. And now with that deeper smoke, he wants to push forward, spamming through. The defense is shifting still, but it's holding strong.
Molly down onto the site, but it will see the terrorists now scamper away and try and retrieve the bomb. It seems like A is going to be the site of choice. Now Spoody has met his demise, and that's going to keep things interesting. It's going to force a couple of the CTs away to rotate onto B. 20 seconds now. And with them having not one Deagle on the site, this should afford them a bomb plant. Haiku's close, but he wants to wait for the rest of his team before he tries to retake.
He's just trying to hold him back. A good dink, not committing to the fight, but he can't get the follow-up kill. That's big. 2 ops. This can actually be dangerous on the retake. We'll see where it goes. Molotov burning 2 players down pretty low. About 100 damage done in that Molotov. This AK-47 close-up can do damage. When does he peek out? If they find that M4, it might just be all over because of these ops. There's a good kill. The response over. And now Tobo, big job to do. There's an advanced AK-47. There it is again. Great mobility and just hiding. He's toying with them, and the trade comes out from Chris. Brilliant hold on the retake. That's going to be a 14th, coming closer, and now it goes back to that conversation about the economy. They're basically out of money.
Yeah, this is where the dropped AWP really stings KPG. They should have enough to buy on everybody else, but it is going to be fakes down into a Desert Eagle and Spoody onto a CZ.
Now, would you look at that? This buy is not great.
Definitely not. Double play stack. Maybe in effect with some aggression behind it. KPG know that they are far behind, but Thobo is still going to be landing kills with his UMP on the site. Bomb is now up close and personal though, as it will be looking to get planted. Christu's going to get the plant before he falls, and now Haiku from the backside. Oh, what in God's name was that from Chris? Well flashed.
Oh, inside the smoke. Hoping no one checks it. There's the deagle shot though, sees him right through. There's no kit though. He's got to stick this. Actually, he's going to be fine. His teammate got the kill. Didn't notice that until the end. Quite nice. So it is going to be an 8th round as KPG just barely hold on by their fingertips, staying in this match.
See, we're referencing all the lines. This is where I wish we could reference the GIF. You know, of Snacks when he's tasted the imaginary food. That's how delicious that retake was in the end.
That was quite nice, actually. That was a good retake. Did look a little sketchy. This is kind of cool, though. We'll see what RSE has to bring to the table. They've got not a whole lot. I mean, with Deagle, some P250s, Glock, but they've got 5 smokes, so their entire goal is just to get a plant into this round. We'll see if they are able to do it. I'm just kind of curious where these smokes are all going to go. And they're all being used right now. Deep and onto the bomb train. There's the P250 pushing up through the smoke. Could catch him off guard. He gets the kill. That's Christo. It's actually a fake. They pulled everyone inside, but there's still one player here. He's called this out. They should be able to get this plant. Planning on the left side of the bomb train to cover him, and it's not going to go down. The rotation gets there just in time, so nice adjustment from the CT team, and it's all over from here. A nice idea that almost works.
Yeah, real cerebral play from the terrorists, but it will ultimately yield nothing as they are repelled. Straight back into AK-47s though. They only invested, I think, Deagles and a few smokes. That was basically it, so it is going to afford them a solid enough buy. A couple players with nothing. A KPG, credit to them. They were looking down and out after that first half. I thought this would already be over, but now we've got a game in our hands.
You think they'd lose their nerve, but no. Making that comeback happen. You'd love to see it.
Spoody trying to pierce the smoke. Zero Boy down to 50. Hasn't given up the chase just yet, though. He actually decides to go back in for more. Does have the Pillar of Sanctuary in case someone peeks him from box halls.
There's the rotation in. There's going to be a lot of pressure towards this inner bomb site. When the smoke hit comes, he'll have a decision to make. If he wants to challenge, if he wants to try and be sneaky and push right through it. And still, RSE holds their nerve until just now. There's damage done. There's a kill. A team kill actually comes out. And moving forward, Christo, he gets into the bomb site, and Chris isn't able to take him down. The bomb is being planted, which is at least something. Oh no, Christo, he's off it. He doesn't want the plant. That's insanity, not going for that bonus money in TMB. He's got a 1 versus 2. He's got full HP. There's no AWP in play, so he's got a chance. He was great in the first half. 25 seconds left.
Doesn't have control of the bomb, doesn't have nades to burst back on the site with. Just 2 flashes though as well for the CT, so he's going to be going straight in, not too far off and landing the kill. But he knows that time is an enemy at this point as well. He's not going to be afforded the opportunity to go for the all-out plant. He's really trying to bait this as much as possible, trying to put the CTs into a position they can strike from, but Goldbrand not allowing it to happen. AK-47 to the dome, 14-10.
Yeah, just running out of options there towards the end. And now if you're RSE, despite having that phenomenal first half, now you start feeling the pressure. Now you're like, oh god, this game just got close. Just like that, the CTs are back in it.
Yeah, I mean, this half is 8-1 right now, as it stands. Only 1 T round, I should say, on this half. P250s and a Glock, only a Molotov in play. And Goldbrand back to the fragging. Fake's going to try and get up close, but Christou is going to take him off with this P250. But Goldbrand with a double spray down, both headshots. And Zero Boy nearly got found from the same player, but he actually got blocked by Spoody. 14-11. RSE, how's their economy looking? Of course, they can get another bite.
Only one T round won so far in the second half. Both offenses really struggling on train. We haven't seen them go back to the double op setup, perhaps because it depleted their economy so much. Oh, look at this fast pace towards the inside. A great pick outside, though, is actually going to make them, give them pause as they readjust. But a 5-on-4, this is a huge advantage for the T side. That's the opt down on Fakes as well, who's had some phenomenal rounds with the AWP from the defensive side. And Tobo is the only one aggressive. He's going to be the first point of contact for the defense. Not the most ideal weapon with which to do it. The FAMAS, a bit weaker than those M4s.
This is certainly going to put KPG on the back foot now. They haven't been in this kind of a situation often on the CT half. Going to be looking for info, but this could cost Spoody his life. There's 2 players up there on box halls. If he does go for the peak, Chris has his Eagle Eye trained over on this position. Spoody's just waiting. Biding his time. He's been spotted, but does get the first kill, not the second. And that should open up B. There's going to be Haiku, who's trying to make a move around connector, but he only has an M4. Elbow's been smoked off. Get peeked potentially. Gives his position away and will lose his life.
I couldn't hold his nerve. They didn't know he was there. Just a little bit of pre-fire through. It's now on to Haiku. He's got to stop the bomb, but it's not going to happen. It's just Goldbrand in a 1 versus 3. AWP in hand. They've taken over the bomb site. 20 seconds left. He's going to get that peek, and now I'm starting to believe. Wrapping around the corner. The Molotov is out. He knows where both players are. Pushing up towards the site. 40 HP left. Terrace getting into good position, though. One getting above. He's got to pre-fire that. He's going to peer, and he's going to spam, but he hits the shot. Can he go for another? No, but he does know he's there. Still can't land anything. 9 bullets left in the CZ, and he's worried about the second player. He's got to start moving forward towards the bomb. Does have a kit, and it's all on this round. And is he giving it up? He's just going to back right out of the fight. He's going to give RSE 15. Almost able to make that work.
Yeah.
If he had just gotten that kill through the wall, that would have been his signal to go for it for sure.
Absolutely. But you can understand from his perspective, his team's low on funds, and he has no way of knowing he actually landed that shot through the wall. So as far as he's concerned, they're both 100 HP.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Yeah. But there was just a moment there where he thought we were about to witness something truly sensational.
Yes,
Not quite.
Did. Double up setup is back out, though, which is what KPG started this half with. They got him a 5... helped him win, I think, like 2 or 3 gun rounds right in a row, right at the beginning. See if it has the same effect. Again, aggression outside. But it's handled well by Fakes. This time, he's the one with the opening kill. The bomb towards the inner sight. That's going to be Spoody again. He's got to hold this off. They're already transferring over, but he's got 1 kill. Bomb being planted. Nades are going to ring out. There's a nice find from Chris, and he can't get a second one. 7 HP's got to be passive.
Haiku going to force and oppose his will up onto the site, but it's going to be Fakes. He's going to get another kill. Zero Boy's going to come in with one of his own, but the flashes are good, and not one Deagle is going to pick up another. This actually now in the realms of possibility, but Fakes has picked up 3 in this round. And now not one Deagle sweating bullets. Going to be looking to force his way onto the site. HG comes out, not going to stop him, and he's going to get popped out from Fakes, who finishes the round with a 4K. And 12-15 now, the score.
That's an unreal round from Fakes. That's what happens when you try and push the sidewalk against an AWP, and then he got another one. This is a phenomenal mental comeback from KPG after such an abysmal first half. Double op looking good. Fakes has started to warm up, so it's back onto CZs and Glocks and Deagles for RSE. Fakes again going to have a chance to pick one off. There is one waiting just outside of his crosshair. Plenty are going to stream out of ladder room, and Tobo shifts into a bit more safety. He calls it out. He's got an angle. He's going to let him onto the bomb train, though. At this point, I don't think they care necessarily about the plant. They just want to win, and they're under a lot of pressure at the moment. There's an Offer isolated up above who's almost just got to hide. But everyone is falling for RSE. It looked like it was going to be dangerous, but Copenhagen Private Gymnasium handle it with ease.
I've got to say, Fakes had a pretty quiet first half, but he has been a monster on this CT side. He's now on 22 and 20. Chris, 26 kills. Not on One Deagle, 27. Zero Boy, 22. Spoody, 20. A whole bunch of Danes are fragging out, and those double AWPs will still be in play. Tactical timeout has been called. Just 2 rounds shy of taking us to overtime.
That would be so epic if they were able to make that comeback. That's the cool thing as well. One of the, probably the first match they've played on stage, they're able to make a huge comeback in front of a crowd, bring it to overtime. That would be an awesome memory for these guys moving forward. They're all having fun now. Yes. Pressure is on.
You love to see it, Jason. The crowd's getting behind. Surely KPG now the favourites after the underdogs coming through into the second half. Everyone loves a comeback story. Full AK-47s, full Molotovs, full smokes. There is pretty much everything you could ask for on RSE for a fast play or any kind of set piece. Let's see if they go for it.
You know, Fakes is just thinking he's going to style on somebody after these rounds, but again, towards the inner bomb site. I think they've had enough success of getting in and getting the bomb plant that they feel that's the rationale here. There's Tobo with 1 kill. So he's got to be careful. One's already made it down. They're already in the site. They're wrapping on him from above as well. He goes down for free. His teammates now rotating over. Molotovs can block them off from actually making this happen. Oh, and can you believe it? They've pushed all the way up. Goldbrandt's got to do work with this AWP, and he can't. Chris with the instant headshot. It's Fakes' turn, and he's been stellar, but it's not going to be enough. He goes down, and Haiku, we'll see what he's got with this AK-47. It's nothing. TMB takes him out. And that's it. We just talked up the comeback, but out of the timeout, it's ended.
The magic of the timeout will once again strike. It was a very fun game to watch, considering at one point it looked like it would be a complete stomp, but KPG had other ideas. Ultimately, RSE's first half lead was just too much to come back from.
I think you just got to be happy that you made it a game, right? That you weren't just blown out on stage. I mean, I can't even tell you the amount of times, you know, everyone who's played an online game and gotten blown out 13-2 in one half, you give up very easily, and it's even easier to do that on stage because you certainly feel the silence. So big props for being able to return from that kind of a deficit to challenge and make this comeback to 16-13, even in a loss. Very cool stuff to witness from the Danish high school team. I feel like, you know, you give them another couple months and they're probably challenging North American Pro League teams.
Well, yeah, I mean, keep in mind these guys are all super young. They have a long way ahead of them if they continue to play Counter-Strike, if they continue to put the effort in. These are the guys that give them a few years, they could be challenging for some of those top Danish teams. And a few of these players really shone for me. You know, Fakes had a fantastic CT half. We saw Not One Deagle have some great opening picks. Chris was looking good as well. Yeah,
Fakes, or as he's also known as the young device. He certainly looks like he's got a bright future. No, I mean, all this stuff. I was just surprised, like, you know, because like we mentioned, like, we don't have the high school organization for Counter-Strike teams and leagues and everything like that. So it was cool to see the level that they're playing at, with obviously some plans and some time put in and some thought and theory behind the strategies. So we're going to go down to the stage. We've got OJ. He's standing with the winners.
Thank you very much, Sugar Lips. Chris here. I mean, that was a dominating first half. Did you think you'd let it slip when the turnaround?
Yeah, I don't really think we're satisfied with the result, but in the end we won it, so that's the difference.
Well, it was fabulous play. Great crowd as well watching you. How does it differ? You play online, you play in your team house, wherever you are, and then you come onto this big stage. How different is that?
It's so different. Like, the crowd is amazing. They're cheering. You can hear it in the background. It's just a whole nother feeling.
Well, listen, it's been great watching you play. Obviously, you're now the winner of the Danish Schools tournament with ESL Play. Who's going to win the grand final? SK versus FaZe?
I might want to say FaZe. I really think FaZe are going to win it.
You might have to say it because they've got a date in there. Chris, KPG, they've been absolutely amazing. And Pim as well. I mean, in the first half, we thought it was going to be a full-on throttling. In the end, it was just a light choking. What did you say to the other team to get back into that?
I just told them, it's trained. That's how it goes sometimes on the CT side. It's rough, and I knew these guys have been playing before, so they know each other a little bit, and just told them to keep in the game, win the pistol round, and from there you can take round after round, and that's what they did.
And you had some coaching from Pim. What was that like?
It was amazing. He's a really, really clever player, so it's always nice to have him behind us.
Well, listen, it's been great watching you play. They are indeed the champions. We've got a couple of things to happen at 4 o'clock. That is when our grand final will be on this stage. SK versus FaZe. I'm just going to get before you go up and become an analyst again, who do you think's winning that grand final?
I got SK winning 3-2.
You think? It's going to be epic. I can't wait for that. That is coming at 4 o'clock.
Put your mouth where your money is. Keep on sharing what you don't know. Going down all rabbit holes. Just because we say so, we want your soul. We are gonna take control. Shaking you up right now. You